Yeah,
You got
because
it? I
um,
can do it. I can do it. I'll do it.
yeah,
You do Discord. I'll do TG. We'll have some people.
I can't do any. I don't
Oh,
have the
fine,
link.
fine. Fine. I'll do it. I'll do it. I will do it. Not to worry.
Yeah, I'll I'll get my phone back today.
Okay. All right. We got some people
He
tuning in.
told me like it only needs a few hours.
All right, we got some people tuning in. Hello, how's it going, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Vol. Back again, joined by my co-host, my co-host, I should say, Mo. How's it going, my friend?
It's all going good, man. It's all going good.
So tell me, what's been going on? Just yap away a little bit whilst I'm just sharing everything in the Discord and Telegram. Where is he? Oh, he's been rugged. All right, I'll handle it. We're looking at the Bitcoin chart, and I'd say that we've had a little bit of volatility since last Friday. We peaked around 112k, and yeah, since then we've been chopping a little bit up and down. I have this line here, 109k, which was basically the previous all-time high, and we've basically deviated back into the range that we were in before, and now back in kind of like the mid-range between 100 and 109k, around 105.
Yeah,
Have you been trading this, Mo? And
yeah,
like, what do you think about this kind of market right now?
yeah. I was getting chopped up, man. It's 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 been a bit tough, like trying to long because like every time you long, you find James Wynn longing $1 billion, and they try and hunt him down.
Yeah.
And like basically this entire range, like all the way from 110 to 106k, this was like all James Wynn pushing it. Like he either pushing it up or down, like with his size.
It's been a pretty wild ride for someone like James, hasn't it? Who I think
Yeah,
is actually down, massively from.
100.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a little bit more than 100 now. No, it's a little bit less than 100. It's $96 million that he is now. 97 actually.
Yeah,
From just the 22nd of May, in 8 days, to lose that amount of money, I can't imagine what he must be going through there. Look at that 1 week P&L. This unbelievable.
that's crazy. Yeah,
Um,
it's actually insane.
what lessons do you think can traders learn from James here?
Stop after 50 million. Cash out, buy bonds, farm 3% interest per year.
Inverse James. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, 50 million, 40 million, 30 million. Is there really a difference between those numbers? I guess for me anyway, I think it's more about the emotions of trading. And I would say that I think one thing that we all saw very clearly was the way that James would flip his positions, the way that he would kind of talk about it on Twitter. I certainly felt that there was some ego element towards how he was behaving, and maybe he was just chasing clout. Maybe he wanted to be the center of attention. He was the center of attention for the whole week. Uh,
he gained like 200k followers.
was it worth the price? Absolutely not. But I mean, I think there was certainly some psychology involved there when it comes to like his personality, perhaps his ego, and kind of his positioning.
Yeah, and don't forget when he was down like 40 million, when he lost the first 40 million, I think he withdrew everything and said like he's only gonna keep 1 million to play around with, and then like a few hours later he deposited back.
What do you think? Why do you think that happened?
It's addiction, man. It's the same as any like hard drugs.
Yeah, leverage can be dangerous if used incorrectly. Right?
Live by the leverage, die by the leverage, unless it's good teas.
uh, uh, Prof says it's this cycle's Alex Weiss. I can't remember how much he round tripped, or how much he lost, I should say. But I'm guessing it was in the millions as well, just like this. The it's just absolutely unbelievable to see like this kind of performance. One thing I noted was I actually did find someone who was actually counter trading or inverse James trading, and actually made about 15 million this week. So I thought that was very, very interesting too as well. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
do you have anything else to add on top of the James story?
Uh, Not much. I'm still waiting to see like what kind of direction Bitcoin wants
Uh-huh.
to take.
Let's go back to the Bitcoin chart then. Talk me through it. What are you thinking here?
I mean, there's some good support here. Like it's obvious there's some good
Mm.
support. So I wouldn't be surprised if we like run it back to 109, 110. But I I also wouldn't be sad if we get like a flush towards 100 or 99k. That would be a very good buy zone.
Yeah, I actually think I'm in that camp actually, where I actually think that the price has been weak. You know, we tried here again, we tried a third time. Yeah, just to highlight it for the viewers, we tried here, tried here, tried here. We failed. I think actually we probably will go lower. We've had three attempts here on the 4 hourly as well. Uh, if I was a betting man, I think I'm leaning towards us going towards that number as well. Will we eventually get back to this? I'd like to think so. And I think the more times that we try, the more the increased likelihood. But yeah, I'm in the camp now that actually I think I would like to be a little bit more cautious again. But yeah, that's just me. Would I trade here?
Yeah,
I think here was the perfect time to short. When you saw the weakness the first time, and then the second time, and then I think the third time, like when you saw this red candle, this was your clear evidence that actually things are going to go much, much, much lower. And yeah, I think those guys so far are doing okay on your shorts or on your puts. You know, down 5% or so. So yeah, not too shabby at all. Let's see what the next week comes out with as well. Either way, though, you know, we are in this kind of range bound environment now. So you know, the range high at 109 and range low at 100. I think we're going to be there for a while. I don't see the markets, you know, drastically changing above out of this range anytime soon. And I guess this is like a hold on, it's about a 10% range, isn't it? So yeah, that's my thought on it. If you were trading right now, how would you be trading Bitcoin? Have we lost him?
I would probably be holding on to some. I don't know what I would be holding on to, man. It's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Like maybe a pair trade Bitcoin and like hedge it with the uh, dimension short or celestial.
So those are the exact trades that I have been doing this week. I was long ETH and long Bitcoin, and I shorted a basket of vaporware alts. And they actually did really, really well for me this week. So yeah, I was actually profitable. I closed my positions now, but I was profitable this week from those trades, which was nice. Um, I guess talking about ETH as well, you know, a lot of people have been saying it's strong again. You know, ETH BTC is up. I mean, ETH BTC since that initial spike kind of started to tailor off, and then over the last couple of days pumped like another 10% again in ETH's favor. But you know, I don't know. How do you feel about ETH overall? Still, do you still feel strong? You know, I was really expecting 2,800. We got
Yeah,
very close to it, but we didn't quite get there. And again, still in this range with ETH.
I think we got 3k ETH in
But
June.
I do actually think ETH actually looks better than Bitcoin actually, and part of that is just because of these ongoing higher lows and higher highs that we're seeing on the pattern here. So I think
Definitely.
as long as ETH stays above 2,500 here, then I think maybe we're good to go. Maybe we're good to go. I'd say perhaps something like this. Uh, as long as ETH stays above this.
We can definitely get 3K ETH in June.
Yep. Yep. That would take us somewhere around there. Yep. I can see that as well. If ETH shows a bit of weakness though, and it doesn't have to be much. We're only talking about maybe 5% drawdown from here. I would actually be not that excited about ETH at all, actually, and I think I would be more leaning towards shorting it than anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I guess.
yeah. A good trader friend of mine shorted yesterday around 2,700.
And what's his plan? Like to close it at 25 or to just let it keep running?
He's a bit bearish on ETH, but like he'll eventually close it.
Mm.
I don't think he'll be able to like hold it for that long.
Yeah, let's see. I think this is just like one of the things that I've been looking at myself anyway for the moment. Yeah, either way, as I've said, I was long ETH, long Bitcoin, and short alts. And it looks like alts are definitely seeing a lot more red across the board here. Generally, a little bit more down. Um, one of the other.
One interesting thing is that I just saw Celestia and it's only up 10% from the April lows.
Yeah, exactly. Just goes to show like some of the alts that are worth shorting. Right, we actually talked about this last
6%,
week.
six
I'm shocking, right? Absolutely shocking, right? I'm talking about Sol here, and that's because I've just pulled up the chart, and I remember last week we talked about this potentially being a deviation, and if it was a deviation, expecting something back to the range lows. That is exactly what happened. So I'm very happy that I publicly call that. Yeah, t- exactly. Picked the same exact pattern as this, where you had a bit of
Yeah,
strength,
the classic
tried to push
McDonald's.
up, tried to push up back to the range lows. Again happened, but again didn't work out. This was your perfect sign. Like actually, this is not going to work out, and you could short it all the way back down.
Back to
So yeah, if
McDonald's.
anyone, exactly, if anyone took that trade, nice.
It
I'm
will
still, I
probably
still,
go back to like 150.
yeah, I mean, I'm just wary of this 159. I think if we break this, then I can see us going back to the 140, 146 level, and I think this is probably the level here where I would actually want to actually buy some Sol. So that's kind of it's a patient game. I will happily wait if it comes, and I think if Bitcoin goes to 100K, then this will come. That's kind of the level where I'm interested in picking up some Sol. But let's see. We have to wait. And you know what? That would be a pretty significant pullback of around 22% from where we were 1 week ago. So yeah, is that possible? I think so. Is it a case of just being patient potentially? Let's see what the reaction is as we get to 160. When we get here, I think it will be very, very interesting to see what happens. Do we just bounce back up, or do we hold it, or do we break down? Let's see what happens. I think ultimately that's where I'm looking for price to end up. So yeah, we'll see. Probably next week we'll have a better answer. Maybe we'll still be kind of around the same level, but that's what I'll be watching myself anyway. Are you trading
Yeah.
Sol at the moment?
Uh, Not really. I'm just waiting for like the 150 level to get back into a trade.
150. Fine. Okay. All right. And I guess the elephant in the room, of course, being hype, which again had very, very strong performance. Actually broke all-time highs. Could not hold this. I mean, I was thinking that it would. Four days in, it was holding okay. But since then, yeah, it's shown some weakness, and I think probably
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it's for a multiple of reasons. One of them being that high stakes capital actually sold hype at $40. Like he
Yeah,
sold a decent spot bag. The
at the
other
top,
thing is that
this
I think
peak and top.
there's like 200 million hype that's gonna be unstaked within like very soon.
Yeah,
The third thing is airdrop season 2, which will like eventually lead to some selling. And the last one is James Wan losing his stack because like a lot of the buybacks that have been happening on the run from 30 to 40 have been due to the all the fees that James has been paying. But now like his stack is lower, so he'll be paying less fees. So which means less buybacks.
yeah. No, no, that totally makes sense. I guess I think one area that I'm particularly looking at would be around the $30 mark. So this one is interesting to me for a number of reasons. Firstly, I think, well, we kind of almost wicked towards this level, but I think if we look back, and maybe I need to kind of raise it a little bit here. Maybe it's a little bit higher than that. Maybe it's 30 point something. But you can see that we did have some initial like issues getting past this, and then kind of falling below it, pushing past it. We tried a couple of times here. So I think $30 hype is interesting to me. Um, we're at 32 right now. We're kind of just in the middle of nowhere right now. So I do think like price either trends down to this level or somehow we trend back up. But as you mentioned, a lot of the bullish catalysts that we had for that initial run up have been somewhat priced in now, I think. So yeah, James Wynn, he's no longer trading with size. I think that was also a huge catalyst in terms of mind share and that mimetic component that comes into pricing these assets as well. Yeah, where does it go here? I think I'm leaning more towards 30 than 35 again. You were trading hype this week as well, weren't you, Mo?
Yeah, I was trying to like long the breakout. Like I would long 36 and then it moves to like 38. I move my stop loss to entry, it hits it back. I long again, same shit happens. Like it just couldn't break $40, which is why like I closed the longs on hyperliquid.
Okay, fine, fair enough, fair enough. Um, yeah, but otherwise, I think if you had to pick any altcoin to kind of hold, this is one of the stronger ones, and
Yeah,
I think
definitely. I would buy under 30.
yeah, and I think this one is a fairly comfy hold in my opinion, like compared to most other things in the market. So yeah, even though this is a 10, $11 billion asset, 30 billion plus FTV. Some people might be put off by it, but I think the revenue speaks for itself. So yeah, that's Hyperliquid. What else do you want to look at right now?
Fortcoin looks kinda bad.
Looks bad? Oh yeah, gosh,
Yeah,
it's really really fallen off from where we
this is
spoke
like
about.
the first lower low.
Yeah, it is. It is. I guess I haven't seen Filecoin Mindshare that high this week actually. Wonder why that is.
It's bad.
Have you noticed anything about Filecoin itself?
Uh, Not necessarily, but like yeah, like we're used to like every dip being eaten up, but now like the dips aren't getting bought.
What are people? What do you think people are doing with that Filecoin right now? Do you think like this is 30% dip in a week? It's pretty substantial, I guess. Do you think it's just a case of like people are just taking some profits? We've been up only for 2 months, 700% gain, and just two and a half months. Normal take profit moment, right?
Yeah, I'd say like it's normal selling. Like it's a
Yeah,
meme coin at the end of the day. If it goes down 30, 40, 50%, it's normal.
fair.
And I think there will be some sort of support here, like between $1 and 1.1. I think they'll buy it up eventually.
Well, I think the most natural area of like where I think price goes to is 95 cents. Maybe, as you said, 1.1. Maybe there is a bit of stuff there, but I think this is like a clear area, like where I would personally be waiting for. I think you can clearly see that from this and from this, and of course in the past as well, around here, around here. So I think 95 cents makes a lot of sense to me. That's kind of what I would look for. But the thing with Farcoin is all it takes is just a couple of big buyers, which and just because of I think the way that the liquidity sits, this can just reverse just like that. It doesn't take Filecoin can get a crazy amount of volume and it can just switch over like that. Similarly, it could instantly just nuke all the way down and potentially even break this and go lower. I think that's just the nature of meme coins in general, right? So I think TA isn't always the best with meme coins, even though Filecoin is a $1 billion asset. I wouldn't say it's the best, but yeah, it would just be something that I would be considering too as well with something like this. Yeah, that's Filecoin. I guess one thing that I wanted to talk about was Kaito, particularly because of the ongoing like Laudio meta. Um, Although today we did actually see some pretty big sell pressure on Kaito overall, going from yesterday's price to today, minus 18%. Pretty big pullback actually. But again, if you just zoom out a little bit, it looks kind of small, just considering where this actually was back in April to where it is now. We're talking hundreds of percent in gain. So yeah, maybe just something to kind of keep an eye out on. You could probably draw some diagonal trend lines and things like that if that's what you like. I'm not really that type of person, as I think many of you know on the show. I very much like horizontal levels, and so I think for me, it's a case of figuring out like what is a good area of potential support and resistance. I think here is definitely probably where we would see that. If I just move this one up, might be a bit easier. Probably somewhere like this, where I think that's probably the area that I would potentially wait for. Um, somewhere around 153, and see what happens then. But I think either way, that's probably, if I get rid of this, maybe I can just move this down like this. Might be something of worthy at 1.64. But I think, yeah, either way, that's kind of what I would look for. And of course, on the upside, you have the all-time high and the local top as well. So yeah, that's kind of what I think about Kaito right now. Definitely doing well mindshare wise. Is it doing well revenue wise? And kind of fundamentally, is this a $2 billion asset? That's a different question altogether. I don't necessarily think so, but hey, we're trading attention, aren't we? So yeah. That's my thought process there. Yeah. Any comments on Kaito, Mo? I take that as a no. Guys in the audience who are listening, if you do have some tickers and if you do have some charts that you want us to pull up, let us know. We can pull them up as well. One thing that I wanted to actually mention as well was just kind of the overall stock market as well. We highlighted this a few episodes ago in April. Yeah, maybe about 3-4 weeks ago. Just looking at like the pullback that we had in the market, and like the S&P has somewhat recovered, moving up 20% or so. We're now again at this level where we were before, chopping around, and I do wonder what's going to happen. I'm again, just my personal thought is that things do go for the worse, with the recession and whatnot. But yeah, let's see. Maybe we just chop around for a bit. Maybe this is a full-on recovery. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not really convinced right now. And yeah, we'll have to wait on that. If we look at the gold price as well, again, similarly to last time, range bound. Not that much volatility in the last week or so compared to what we saw before. I think this is a typical pattern that we often see, though. Just a technical pattern, anyway, that we often see when we do get these when we do get these reversions. That often we do end up going back to the range highs again. So yeah, let's we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. Well, we saw it on this side before we ended up to the range lows. Maybe we have this as well, and we end up to the range highs. We'll have to wait and see. But that's just a quick commentary on my thoughts on gold and the market as well. Yeah, that's the main things really that I can comment on right now. What I could do is just have a look and see what some of the outperformers of the market have been today. Maybe we can have a look at some of them as well. So I think Lido is the main one. I think everything else is down. On the weekly as well, Filecoin probably the worst of the top 100. And we talked about that one as well. And interestingly, SPX 6900 is actually the best performer. I'm just gonna have a look and see if there's any other outliers at all.
I think it's because the onboarding Murad is doing on TikTok.
Yes, I have seen that.
He's,
Really working for his bags, right?
I mean, yeah,
But hey, good for him. If it works out, good for him. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd say the market has been, in terms of alts, not that volatile. Things have mostly been flat. Maybe things are down maybe 10% or so on the 7-day chart. So from last week, you got a couple of more like worse performers. I think some of the memes have been hit the most. We talked about Filecoin, Popcat. That's another one that's down pretty bad. Another one that's down pretty bad in the last 1 week. I'm just trying to think like if there's anything else of sort that's worthy of mentioning. Just having a quick look through my token lists. No, a lot of DeFi coins have had pretty bad performance over the last 24 hours, too, down 10% or so. Yeah, let's see if that trend continues. We'll have to wait and see. But otherwise, I don't necessarily think there's that much going on. I think most of the
Celestia and
attention.
Dimension. Like, take a look at how much these are down from all-time highs. Man, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. Like,
So
go to the weekly. Go to the weekly.
I mean, this is the crazy thing, right? Like how bad this has performed. Like this is just like literally got zero pump. It's consistent sellers. This is still a $2 billion asset. I mean, yeah, this is ugly, extremely ugly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dimension is worse.
So what's interesting is that this is like 12 months of no, more than 12 months, almost a year and a half of just straight downtrend. A year and a half.
Yeah,
When does this
imagine
one
the
end?
pair trade back then. Like you
Yeah.
long Bitcoin at 30K and short Celestia at $20.
Yeah, I mean, again, similar picture here. Again, doesn't look
This
good.
is worse.
Yeah, it really is. Down 96%. It was 97 at the lows, but yeah.
Yeah.
Some of these things won't change. Hey, what are some of the strong assets that you would like to long? Maybe not directionally. Maybe you want to do a pair trade.
Bera.
Say again.
Bera.
You want to long Barra?
Nah, I'd probably. No, it might be good here.
It's
It's
exactly
only
what we
like
said would happen. New lows.
1.2 billion FTV.
Yeah, I mean it's a low valuation. I'll give you that for sure. We're actually at $2.5. I think Barra. Let's see if I can pull it up. Barra market cap is only 300 million. 300 million. But again, this looks like it's just putting in new lows right for now. Yeah, let's see. Maybe the tokenomics upgrade. I don't know when that will come out, but when it does, perhaps that can kind of help change things a little bit. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Tough one to hold for anyone. But
Yeah,
hopefully, good times are coming. I hope so. I hope so. We can be hopeful. But eventually there will be some sort of floor price. There is some intrinsic value within Chain as a whole. What is that number for everyone? I think will be slightly different. Is it $2? Is $2 like the actual bottom floor? Can Barra go lower than that? That's 1 bill FTV,
I think
and like
most of
200
the
mil.
damage is done.
Yeah, most of the damage is done. I'm with you there. So yeah, might be an interesting one. Otherwise, I think what are some of the other assets that are strong? I think hype is one. I think we talked about
Sui,
Sui. Let's have
I
a
like
look.
Sui.
Let's have a look. Why do you like Sui?
It's it's been strong, man. It's been strong. Like not the
What
past 2 weeks,
what
but
about
like
Sui is good? What about Sui is good?
nothing. But like the chart is good.
Um, yeah. Is this the pattern that we're going to see?
Yeah, somewhere something like that. Like
So maybe this is something that you want to keep shorting. Maybe you can squeeze out another extra 10-20%.
yeah, because like the market maker on Sui is actually like really good,
Who
and
is the market maker of Sui?
I have no idea. I wish I'd know. I'd send him to Bear.
Yeah, pretty, pretty crazy. My question is like,
Yeah, and
yeah,
like
again, what?
the day of the hack, it actually didn't get affected that much. Like any other coin would have been down like 50, 60%.
Hmm, yeah, yeah. Let's see. Maybe you can squeeze it out until $3 on this one. I don't
I
know.
wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's probably better coins to short than Sui.
Yeah, because if you short here, where's your stop loss?
Yeah. Your stop loss would have to be like $3.70. You'd have to have a tight stop loss here. Maybe let's see. Hold on a second. Short position. Maybe you'd put your stop loss at
Yeah, and where's your
3.67,
TP?
and your TP would be yeah,
So it's 1 to 1. It's
yeah,
it's less
not a
than
good
one to
trade.
one.
Yeah, it's not a good trade. It's a terrible trade.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I think those are the main things, really, though. Nothing
yeah.
else.
One last thing I saw on
Yeah.
Twitter, like
Yeah.
go to the Bitcoin chart and go to the weekly. Yeah,
Let me open up this one. Hold on. Yeah.
someone is like comparing this to uh yeah 2021. Like it sweeps the all-time high and then a big weekly red candle.
So th- this is this, and then this is this, which means what
Yeah,
we've got coming is this.
I saw something like this on Twitter and like I immediately pressed not interested.
Red candles are coming. Hey, look. One thing I remember in the last episode, one thing I
Was
asked
is
you.
that the logarithmic scale?
No.
Press right click on the scale, like the vertical scale. No. P- put your mouse on like the prices. Uh,
Yeah.
Watch the price. Go to the right. Yeah,
Oh.
regular, not logarithmic. Yeah, that makes sense, man.
Oh yeah. It looked a bit off actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked a bit off. What I was saying was uh I said to you last week. I said to you last week. Um, what do you think about the end of the cycle or the cycle top? Like, when are you thinking about it? And one of the reasons I was thinking is, again, we've been in a bull market since November 2022. Okay, it's almost 3 years of up only on Bitcoin. Sure, the altcoin market has been a bit cooked, right? But you have had some chances to make money. You could have made money on Sui. You could have made money on Hype. You could have made money on Solana. You could have made money on airdrops. There were lots of opportunities. Even though the overall market was bad, there were still opportunities to make money. We're getting to a phase now where I do actually think that the cycle is almost over, and maybe good
Yeah, we
news
can probably
isn't moving
squeeze in a
charts as
few
much as
months.
it. Yeah, we said in the last episode it could be a few months away, but what if it's not? What if actually this is as as the tweet on Twitter you saw? What if like this is like the top, and that it's only down from here? What if that is the case? Would you be happy with your performance, or would you be happy with what you've ended up with this cycle? I think that's a question
Man,
that lots of people.
you know what happened to me in DMs.
Yeah,
You
I
know I
know.
wouldn't be happy.
No, I know. I was asking I was actually saying this to the audience, right? The people who are
uh,
watching. Like, would you be happy with your performance this cycle? Just something for everyone to think about, really, because look, bull markets. You saw this one right from March 2020 all the way to November 21, right? It was about call it 2 years. Maybe you could argue it actually started a little bit before that. Maybe it started in 2019 or something. But if we apply the same principle here, I mean, time is really not on our side anymore. If you believe in the 4-year cycle theory, right, you've probably got until here. Maybe I can do a vertical line. You probably got until there. Maybe if it was to follow, kind of like last time. Maybe this time things are a little bit earlier because Trump kind of kicked things off a little bit earlier. The Bitcoin ETF kicked things off a little bit earlier than anticipated. So maybe we only have 2 or 3 or 4 months left, and that's it. Maybe it's closer. Maybe we're somewhere here, or maybe we're going to be like there. But we're definitely not in this area anymore. We're not in this area. We're not in this area. We're in this area. So I think with that in mind, like, again, just if you believe in 4-year cycle theory, and I know that lots of people no longer believe in the 4-year cycle theory, maybe the time to end is closer than we actually anticipate. And so, again, for me, something that I am always doing is taking profit into other assets outside of volatile assets. Again, that doesn't mean that there won't be opportunity. Even when, I'll tell you one thing, even in this period here, I remember like this was one of the craziest moments for alts. Like, alts actually did absolutely insane in this time period. There were even something like Luna, which obviously in May ended up collapsing, which was caused this. Even assets like Luna ran up from $50 to $150 in this area. So that doesn't mean that it's over for everything and there's no more opportunity. There's always going to be opportunity, but I think your risk reward is just going to be slightly different. Again, just something that for everyone to perhaps think about a little bit. Something that I've personally been thinking about as well. Yeah.
yeah,
Mo, any other
yeah.
thoughts?
I think it's
Oh
bad.
yeah.
I think it's bad. Like, uh, you'll never regret taking profits. Like, you heard it from me, man.
Yep. I
You'll
think
never
so.
regret it.
Look, I think when you sell something, right, and the price goes lower, you feel good that you sold. And when the price goes higher, well, hopefully you still have some exposure to crypto, so you're still going to be worth more. Your portfolio will still be worth more. So
Yep.
yeah, no one ever went broke taking a profit. Yeah, any other charts that you want to take a quick look at? Like I said, I don't think this week there was that much of
I think
interest
we
in the
looked
wider
at like
market.
most of the important charts.
Yeah, we covered most of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can wrap things up here. Unless there's any final questions from anyone. I guess like the last thing that I would say is if you want to do some trading, come to IVX. You can trade Bitcoin, ETH, Bearer. You can trade these wonderful instruments that give you really, really high leverage, and you can enjoy this directly through option instruments as well that we offer. So head over to IVX, play around with it, deposit some stable coins into your portfolio, and you can start trading these really, really interesting instruments. If you were able to catch that bottom yesterday, you would have done very, very, very nicely on even that 1% move. When we're talking about 100x leverage, it really, really can make a huge difference. So yeah, play around with it. Let us know your thoughts. Come to our Telegram group now, which is now live, so you can join our Telegram. And yeah, we'll catch you all next time. See you guys.